First of all, ma'am, welcome to Sportscom's managing committee meeting where all the industry participants are there. We are very grateful that you took some time and graced us with your presence. Just a quick introduction of Ritu ma'am. She's a IAS officer with more than 19 years of experience and currently working as the DG and CEO of NADA, which is a very key position in the Ministry of Youth Affairs and Sports. And a lot of work has been done in this sector once she has taken over as DG and really putting a lot of effort into that sector. Previously, she led the inclusive education policy under the Ministry of Education and was a DM in Surguja and Korea districts of Chhattisgarh. She catalyzed positive change in the lives of populations in those areas which are vulnerable and accelerated a lot of development, empowerment, livelihoods and skilling, literacy, sanitation, and developed a model in the way that she built the entire management over there. And her innovative women's collective driven decentralized waste management model in Ambikapur in this was nationally acclaimed and is now scaled up in more than 170 cities. And for that, she was recognized as a awardee from the Honorable President of India for outstanding zeal and quality, and also high quality service from the Honorable Prime Minister for excellence in public administration. She's a Draper Hills Summer Fellow from Stanford and also a Chevening Gurukul Fellow from Oxford University and holds a MPhil degree in South Asian Studies and an MA degree in Politics and specialization in International Relations from the Jawaharlal Nehru University. So we have a person with a lot of accomplishment, a lot of experience, and we are very grateful, ma'am, that you've taken this time and opportunity to address us. We are a upcoming industry body. We are joining a lot of people from industry who want to do something in sports. And that goes across sports teams, sports leagues, sports infrastructure, sports education, sports products, supplements, gear, law, and a lot more. And we do everything from commercial sport to CSR sport. And really, we have an objective of building the sports industry of India, which is a very fledgling part of the GDP contribution that we have from sports. And the aspiration is to inclusively, develop a 2% GDP contribution at least from this sector, which is an equal employment sector, unlike many other sectors in the world. So thank you for sparing your valuable time. I know that the amount of time that you have is limited and you have a hard stop at 5 o'clock. So with a short introduction that I gave, I would, turn it over to you for your, opening comments and your address to us and what you expect from us as an industry body and what more can we do together to make sure that we work together to create a very successful industry. Over to you, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Udit, for a very kind introduction. And I'm thankful to the Sportscom for having me here for a discussion. When we talk about sports, generally we miss one very, very important word, that is clean, before it. And I'm here to represent that clean and to also add that clean word into the whole sports discourse happening in the country. So as I understand, we on the screen, all of us are those who somehow and somewhere very deeply, passionately involved in promotion of sports and bringing that glory to the sports in the country, which it deserves. So my compliments and my thanks to all of you for this commitment and passion which you have shown for sports. So as you all know that as DG National Anti-Doping Agency, I have a very, very sensitive role and job to play. And that is, whenever you talk about medals, I always, bring that please make sure that that medal or that effort, which we are going to put is put for a clean cause and put with a lot of, but please a lot of, that focus on how we achieve that medal. And it's like both. It's part of my job to tell. I mean, it's like hammering again and again, again and again. It has to be clean. It has to be clean. It has to be clean. And what does that mean for all of us? Does it mean that we ensure a tough doping control regime in the country? Or does it mean that we empower our athletes with right kind of information, education, and the awareness which can prevent the embarrassment, the loss, and also the that opportunity which our athletes miss when they are found positive. So generally it's like a National Anti-Doping Agency is perceived as like some regulator, but I come here before you as a facilitator, as a facilitator for clean sports, not only, as a regulator to enforce clean sports, but a facilitator who wants to spread this, narrative that ultimately this is to help everyone. This is to help the bodies, because I know here there are many sports promoter organizations, sports goods manufacturers, the people who believe in sports. So how all of us, work together to ensure that effort from each one of us takes us to that point, to our athletes to that point or that podium where we want to see them, right? And where we want to see them with a confidence. I mean, this should not happen all the time that, okay, we are clear from here, but what if somebody, some international federation or some international testing agency talks about it. So please bear with me if I talk too much about doping and anti-doping, and because it gives me a lot of, let me talk about some facts here. Since a lot of investment is happening, a lot of effort is going on, a lot of infrastructure is going on, but just imagine that after all the efforts, the athlete reaches there, and then, it comes like, no, you can't, because there is a test and there is a result, and that result is not. In this case, there are very few instances where we don't want to be positive, and this is one of them. So just to give some kind of background, in last few years, when this regime has been established in India, more than, I won't give you the exact number, but more than 50 medalists in the country in various sporting events, have to, those medals were withdrawn. And not only in India, if I talk about last 5 Olympics, a great number of Olympic medals have also been withdrawn. So what kind of legacy we want to create? Because this is not a legacy which any one of us can create alone. This is the legacy which we all have to create together. So with these words, I would just open the discussion, because I have come here primarily to listen to you, to engage with you, to collaborate with you. How, where, what, and in any way, you see NADA as a partner in empowering athletes, empowering the ecosystem with right kind of information, education, and awareness, so that that pride comes with the confidence, and that pride comes with clean clean practices. So with this, I open the floor for interaction. And again, I'm thankful that you have deemed it fit that any discourse on sports has to come with this clean sport narrative. And that's why I think I'm here with you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. That was very kind of you to give us a broad spectrum of the idea of clean sports. Before we open it up, I think one of my colleagues, Prasanna Chaudhary, who is actually in manufacturing of nutrition supplements, would want to present a couple of slides, if you permit, on some of the things that he wanted to share with you. And then after that, if we can open it up for some Q&A and interaction with our members, I would be grateful.
That's wonderful. In fact, that's a very relevant theme right now for us, where a lot of work is happening. So over to Mr. Prasanna.
Yeah. Thanks, Udit, and thank you so much, Ritu ma'am. And as a sports com team, we definitely reciprocate what you have been saying, and what we as an Indian sporting community is aiming. And we as a sports com is working on a drug-free supplement policy, and the mission itself is win with clean sports. I think it synergizes with what you have been talking. Just to brief how we started this journey, and up to what level we have reached, and would definitely like your inputs and your valuable guidance and support in our journey for a common mission of win with clean sports. So I'm Prasanna Chaudhary, Managing Director, Nutra Supplements. We being pioneer into formulation, manufacturing, testing of supplements as drug-free, and has been associated with Indian industry for last 12 years. As an industry body, we are involved with NADA since 2017. We were a part of conclave which took place under NADA as nutrition supplements in sports, a drug-free model. That actually gave us a boost to work in association with NADA, FSSI, Army Sports Institutes, so on and so forth. We have been working with FSSI during the formulation of FSDU as well. We even have represented a case study on supplements in sports, an Indian perspective, a drug-free model under the aegis of DG WADA, during the international conference which happened in Qatar in 2018. So to take up the exercises and these expertise that we have been working upon, we have, as an under Sportscom, we really want to create a policy which will focus on drug-free supplement and the common objective of win with clean sports. Now, as you have rightly pointed out that, unfortunately, India has always been in top 10 country as far as doping violation is concerned. And the main culprit, is basically because of supplements. Just to take up the industry outlook, where the industry of the sports supplement lies. Next slide, please. So basically, it amounts to the tune of around 5,000 crore industry, and I'm talking just about sports supplement industry. Even if you look at the athletes which are registered under SAI at different centers, there are about 17,000 to 20,000. And what SAI has allocated, the supplement, the cost for each athlete is somewhere around 300 rupees to 1,000 rupees. So it is itself, the business is worth about more than 150 crore rupees as alone as a site. So that is the massive, industry need as far as the goal is needed. But at the same time, doping is the other side of supplements. Next slide, please. So the main challenge is what we have been understood in the industry, that most of the products are imported. We don't believe that Indian products can match the imported kind of supplements. And most of the imported supplements which are coming, they are treating India as a dumping ground. We have been working and we have been discussing with even with Sports Ministry, also with FSSI, that how to regularize these imports of supplements, which has become India has become a dumping ground for India, where there are no strict regulations as far as import is concerned. We now export to the country like Kenya. It's the smallest country, I would say, not much of the potential there. But even we have to register each of our product in that part of the world. But unfortunately, in India, the imports, what is happening for supplements, there is no registration process. And only if you have a FSSI license, you are free to import. And most of the supplements which are being imported are for health supplements, which may contain any kind of illicit drugs and illicit elements, which eventually our sports person tend to take and become the culprit of this doping element. Next. So we have been, considering very closely working as an industry body. We want to get associated with FSSI, NADA, NDTL, SAI, national federations, because each one has some limitations and the challenges as an industry, and together only we can solve this. To counter and to give our athlete, clean supplements. FSSI, absolutely, it is working very closely for formulation. They have made the draft of FSDU, which has come as a policy recently. But unfortunately, the FSDU supplement policy mentioned that any FSSI lab can test the elements as drug-free. And if you look at the FSSI certified labs, whichever in India, not a single lab is capable of handling 496 elements which are banned by WADA. So at one side, we are working and creating the policy, but infrastructure development needs to be there. We are well aware that NADA is taking a lot of initiative, joining hands with these testing labs to create a structure, infrastructure where the supplement can be tested. And we as an industry, having the experience in last couple of years, can help and can work together to create this model and to give safe supplements to our players. Next. Basically, till that time, till we have our own system in place, what we can emphasize, of course, in 2015 SAI supplement procurement policy, we have made stringent that all the supplements should be certified under BSCG or Informed Sports, or these are the few of the international labs. But it's a time that we follow these norms very strictly and see that all the supplements are tested at least by third party to minimize the risk. I think that we can do as a phase one. Next. So as an industry body, I think, as I mentioned, there is a need to create a supplement policy, and we want all the stakeholders like NADA, NDTL, FSSI, Ministry of Youth Affairs, Sports Authority of India, sports academies, we as the supplement manufacturer, and sports nutritionists and sports medicine experts. We can form a core committee to take it forward. Everybody has an expertise and wants to work, but unfortunately, everybody are working in isolation. I think we and the Sportscom can come together and formulate this policy, which will serve the mission under your expert guidance and is common mission of Win with Clean Sports. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Prasanna. That was a very good presentation. And Kavita, do you want to also invite Vidushpat for some comments?
Yeah, ma'am. Vidushpat and Prasanna has helped us in putting this together. Vidushpat, would you like to comment? Any additional points from your side on this?
No, he's...
Vidushpat, you're mute. We can't hear you.
So that's fine. I think Kavita, if he's not there, then he's there, but he's on mute. So maybe we can. These are some of the points that we put together, ma'am. And if you want to say a few words on them, we would be grateful. And then we'll open it for the floor to also interact with you and ask any relevant questions they think is appropriate.
So thank you so much, Mr. Prasanna, for your presentation. You have touched a very, very relevant topic, particularly from inadvertent doping perspective. As you all are aware that, this is an area where a lot of work needs to take place, but I have some good news to share with you. Now, realizing this gray area or gap area, since last 3-4 months, we have been actively engaging with FSSAI and the other, relevant stakeholders in the sector. And I'm very happy to share with you that we have gotten into an agreement with the National Forensic Science University and also with NIPER Hyderabad to create a lab which will be fully functional, which will be fully equipped to test all the prohibited substances in supplements. And my modest assessments say that in next 6 months, 6 to 9 months, these 2 labs would be doing these testings in a full, with their full capacity. Other than this, with FSSAI, yesterday only I had a meeting with CEO, and on 6th we are going to have a meeting again. And I would request that, you or Sportscom as a body would also be invited for that meeting, where we are going to have a brainstorming with FSSAI enforcement, with the stakeholders in the system, with FSSAI lab accreditation teams, by which the idea is that with this brainstorming, we identify which are the areas where we need to work. As you have rightly said, that any FSSAI lab can test the prohibited substances for FSDU certification. But are those labs equipped to test these kind of substances? Because with these 2 labs, we have invested a lot of money to equip them. So there are 3 dimensions to this problem. One is the regulatory regime, which is to take place. So there is a regulatory regime in terms of FSSAI notifications in 2021. Then the capacity in the country with labs to test it. And then the 3rd dimension is the right kind of information, sensitization, and awareness amongst the stakeholders, be it manufacturers, be it suppliers, be it distributors, be it, those consumers. So right now, this is a 360-degree approach by NADA. So we know we cannot regulate, but we are a facilitator there so that we can bring all the stakeholders, including FSSAI, together. Athletes don't have to, undergo this kind of unfortunate, experience. The second part where I really appreciate your efforts, and I would request you to actually take it up. All of you are somewhere involved with some kind of sports related endeavor. So wherever you are giving these supplements to the athletes, what kind of things you need to know? So NADA is in the process of issuing an advisory, because you must have heard that recently there have been few cases where nutritional supplements contamination and the doping has been a very, very, what to say, like jwalant mudda. So one suggestion which you are giving for ministry to implement, we are working on that an advisory should be issued if someone is consuming a nutritional supplement, what they need to check, because the principle of strict liability for athletes is very, very strict actually. So, but the ecosystem has to respond. So wherever, there are foundations, there are academies, there are like corporate, sponsored sports academies, all of us have to, know if someone is consuming something which comes in the category of supplements, then what are the things which are to be taken care of? So what are the procedural things? So I'm sure very soon, maybe in next 5 to 10 days, that advisory would be in place. That is our response, one of the response. And the third thing, even if we create the capacity, knowledge, information, awareness, we need to put it in a way that anybody from anywhere can access it, use it with confidence. So the digitization, the automation, and the information to be disseminated in public domain, as you have given examples. And the best example is, I think, Australia. In last 10 years, that country has not seen a single case of inadvertent doping due to nutritional supplements, and they're able to claim it. So we are studying that model very closely. And our idea is that we should be able to put up something like that, at least in terms of disseminating the right kind of information. So I think if you attend 6th March meeting, a lot of suggestions which we are making, they are actually in the process of execution, putting them on the ground, bringing them in reality. So I'm very happy that you raised all these issues, and I'm very, very open to work together with anyone amongst the stakeholders, which makes sure that our athletes are, empowered with the right kind of education and right kind of, supporting ecosystem for clean sports. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. I think we'll take it up and be part of the 6th March meeting and coordinate with your office to be relevantly invited over there. Thank you so much. We can open it up for a few questions from the floor as well. I would request the team to please feel free to interact.
Udit, can I come in?
Ashwini ji, yes. Good afternoon. Please go
Good
ahead.
afternoon. Ritu ma'am, thank you for being here, and Prasanna for a great presentation. I, as an athlete who has been conducting a few junior championships in the last few decades, what we found is the rampant use of unknown substances during the junior championships. And, it's been written about, it's been, everything has been done, but no action has been taken, because we find syringes all over the track and, in toilets. I'm not too sure what these young children of 16, 17 even do with those things, and who's monitoring what they're getting. Just for an example, a couple of years back when we were doing the junior championship, I had requested NADA to send a few officials just for the finals. And I said, I will pay you what it takes. Just give me 15 samples testing. I don't even want the result, just your presence for the final day. And this happened in Bangalore. It's so surprising that when the finals came and the children got to know that there is a testing going to happen, a lot of known players didn't even take part in the finals. I'm saying this is the under 16, under 18 category at a state championship. So my request is, this is rampant. It's not just our Indians who are getting caught at the top level, but it's very rampant even at the junior level. Is there a mechanism where federations can be in touch with NADA and engage your services at the base level competitions? Because when there is no fear at the base level, and it just goes on, let me till I get caught, it doesn't matter. But I think we need to really capture that kind of engage young athletes and the coaches at that very base itself, and see if we can nip it in the bud right there. So if there is any kind of a plan for NADA to do that, because just one instance that I took on personally, really, I was surprised to see the results. So I'm sure it will happen everywhere with all federations if you can collaborate.
So thank you for this question. Question and comment both. So let me respond to you first, like what has been done in last 6 to 9 months. So now anything which comes to NADA, particularly by federations for state and national level championships, competitions, in last 1 year, there is a list like this on my table always, which gets on compiled. We keep on updating this list. The NADA team has almost visited every site, and I can say it with confidence that in more than 90% of the events happened last year, our team has been present. Whether we have collected samples or not, that's a very different issue. But as you said, that the presence itself. So we made, when I joined, the next day itself, there was a meeting and where most of the people from federations were present. And this was the first problem which was presented to me, that we call NADA, but only when we call there. So the visibility is our first thing, that we need to be visible. And more than 45 events we have done where the athletes were present in large numbers. We have done education on the site itself. So my idea here is that the first exposure of any athlete should be through education. But if it has to be through doping control process, then we have to be there. And this year, we have taken this up with all the federations that now we need the calendar in advance. Because most of the cases, it happens that you have a championship 3 days after and you need NADA team to be present there. That becomes very difficult for us logistically to arrange, because we have to take services of people from all across the country. And to your point on engaging with federations, last year we had done a conclave with all the federations. And now on 10th March, we are having the edition 2 conclave with all the federations, where we are not only coming up with an action plan, which was developed last year, what all should be taken up together, and also a plan for year ahead. So engagement with federation is a key, and I appreciate that point, that that's a very, very important stakeholder. Other than that, we have, yesterday only, we have chalked out a program for athletes who are with SAI facilities. By July end, our idea is to reach out to every athlete with at least 3 fundamental points of education. One, what you are consuming, they need to be careful, and how and all, with the case studies. The second, what does it mean to go through a doping control process? I mean, they should be knowing it. It just, even if they run away, that's also a violation. Many of them don't know and end up with this kind of thing. So, this again, like I would say that the 360 degree approach. So we need to break this vicious cycle. And because here JSW and other bodies are also there, I would request you the same, that if you want NADA to be with you in empowering your athletes, please come forward. Give us an annual calendar in advance. We would plan activities, because first time NADA has developed an education plan, an annual education plan, an annual engagement plan, not only for athletes, but for all the partners. So please feel free to reach out to us and let us know. And thank you, Ashwini ji. You had your intervention saved many, and I'm sure, I don't claim anything that we would be doing it. We would be changing everything. But yes, wherever there is small, steps we can take to make the things better, we are there and we are committed.
Thank you. That was good. I mean, that's the need of the hour. And so in any way we could, partner in that, of course, from our foundation, yes, I will definitely look upon NADA to come and do the engagement and the education program. So thank you so much.
Any other questions, comments?
Yeah, once again, I want to come in. It was really pleasure and honor to hear from you, ma'am. And really, at the Sportscom, we can compliment on your step number one, that is education. We have been working extensively in the field of doping control in nutrition supplements. That is something a missing line link in most of the awareness programs, and we can definitely come in. We have been doing this with the Army Sports Control Board and Army Sports Institute, and on various federations on case to case. But it can be conducted on a national level because, of course, we have been working on few cases with NADA as well, mostly majorly with state government like Maharashtra and MP. Where your team has been conducting on collecting of samples or otherwise, and we have been conducting the seminars on doping controlling nutrition supplements. So we can definitely work in association and complement your efforts to have this, going forward.
I'll be very happy to have you as our partner. Please come with your proposal.
Sure. Thank you.
In fact, ma'am, Udit here, I think that from Sportscom, one of the things that we can also propose is to have some kind of MOU, inked with you for clean sports promotion, where as a body, when we have meetings, we have any programs, we will incorporate the clean sports title across and work with you for empowerment, education, and growth of this knowledge dissemination. So if you think it's appropriate from Sportscom, we would want to propose something as an industry body to sign a MOU with you.
Yeah, so let's take it forward. Let's discuss it a little more. What exactly we want to, because I know that there are many MOUs, right? But how do we make that MOU actionable? How do we sign an agreement which we can actually implement? So let's take it forward. I am open to the idea.
Sure, ma'am. Thank you so much. Any other people, any comments, please?
Hi, Ritu ma'am. This is Aditi here. I do the communications for Sportscom, and your talk was really insightful. I've also been going through the NADA website actually, and I found some publications and some resources. And I was just wondering if, in building on what Udit said about knowledge dissemination, if you have any kind of primary research, recent reports, that kind of thing, we'd be happy to kind of do a campaign around this, a long-term kind of campaign. So
Yeah, that can. Yeah, sorry. Please go ahead.
No, I was just saying that it would be very interesting to gain access to that material and help circulate it within the relevant circles.
Certainly, as I have already expressed that I'm open to the ideas, collaborations, partnerships, which promote clean sports, which takes this message to, everyone for whom this is relevant. So absolutely, okay for me to engage with you. Please feel free to reach out with a concrete action plan, what you want to do with us. I'll be very happy to engage with you.
Sounds good. Thank you so much.
Yeah, one more piece of information along with this, because most of you are dealing with athletes. So we are also trying to fill a very big gap that was reaching out to athletes with an evidence-based or with a very robust kind of mechanism to actually make them aware what is prohibited, what is not, and particularly in terms of medicines, in terms of things which are sometimes necessary for them to consume. So we are coming up with a Know Your Medicine app. And again, I think by April, it should be live. It's under testing. This will this will be in form of this will be available in form of a mobile app also. So please spread this message amongst athletes. And they don't have to be, ignorant. They don't have to be, clueless. They can simply use these facilities which NADA is trying to bring for them, and be more, take more informed, and be more informed and take better decisions.
Any other questions? Very, very sound advice from ma'am, and very relevant questions and comments also from the members. Anyone else? Ma'am, just a question from my side. Do we have a kind of a NADA certified observer certification program, which is available, which we can disseminate in every federation? So every federation, as part of their memorandum and their EC, they can also have a committee which has certified observers who know what they need to do at every championship. So rather than centralizing it, you can certainly think about decentralizing some of this, and maybe it will become more efficient and less expensive as well in terms of planning as well as execution. Any thoughts on that?
So not exactly like certified observers from federation, but something like educators we are working on. As far as knowledge and capacity building is concerned, we are primarily relying on WADA's EDEL platform, which is again a platform which promotes the knowledge and anti-doping education. It is ADEL. It's WADA's platform. We are translating now that in Hindi, and then we would go to other vernacular languages as well. But taking this idea of decentralization, we have started working on with the state governments. So now our idea is to have certified educators from NADA in every state. So those educators would take care of the activities of education, engagement, awareness from NADA side to everything, whatever is happening in the state. So right now, this idea is under, the policy part and the engagement part with the state governments. Nearly 16 state governments have responded to our call, and we are working on the next steps of, orientation, sensitization, education, and then finally the certification of these educators. So I think not immediately, but in coming times, you will have a decentralized approach from NADA to create more anti-doping education capacity in the country.
That's wonderful initiative, ma'am. Thank you for enlightening us on that. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Ritu ma'am, my name is Vivek Singh. Our company is Procam International, and we are fortunate to be doing the 4 gold label World Athletics events in India, which is the Mumbai Marathon, Delhi Half Marathon, the World 10K in Bengaluru, etc. So I can't tell you what a pleasure it is to have you there at NADA. We've had many challenges, but you coming has been an absolute wonderful thing. And we will interact more closely. NADA is involved in all our events since the beginning. And we will come across and share the calendar with you, and love to integrate and have a closer collaboration with NADA as we have been doing in the past.
Thank you. So Udit, before we close, I have a call again. I have a message and also a request, particularly to those who are sports goods manufacturers and also distributors and suppliers. So like I can see Mr. Neeraj with Costco. So, I was seeing few of the things when we went for, some events. So if, the play fair is our tagline in India. So if your equipments, if your, facilities, if your counters, if your showrooms, whatever is there, if they can carry this play fair message. I'm not saying that you put it on every ball. If you put it, it will be great. We would be very happy to see that. But we can work with you to create that kind of branding for, this message that when you are saying, and Adidas is your partner again. So, with all those, so if somebody is buying an equipment for sports and there they see this nudge that play fair, play with hope, not with dope, something like that, it stays in the mind. So I would invite the Sportscom team to actually think about this idea, that how do we create this nudging at every level where we engage at commercial level. So if
it's a very good idea, and we also promote this to quite a bit. But it will be a great thing if we can have endorsement from a government agency that we'll be doing that, and that perhaps will be the key point in getting our message across to a lot of people in sports. So you got a very good idea. We can put it on the packing of the boxes and everything. So let's we just wait to hear from you. What needs to be done, we can put those messages across. For sure.
In fact, ma'am, this logo is very, very precious, and like Fit India, the logo of Fit India, we can actually integrate it into the letterheads of all the federations as well. So it's something that we can disseminate in a very nice way, and surely we will see how we can introduce it laterally.
Yeah, so the message on Playfair and the logo are two different things. So we can work out this idea that how do we keep nudging on this message of playing fair through various, products of yours, processes, and also the platforms. Let's take it forward.
Yeah, certainly.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much.
That was a very, very.
Can I just add one?
Yeah. Hello.
Hello, Udit ji.
Yeah.
Can I just add one thing?
Yes, please go ahead.
Yeah, sorry, I was traveling. I was not able to hear you properly. Actually, what ma'am has said, it's a very good idea, and we are already doing on some of our products, especially for rugby balls. There's a tagline which we put that keep rugby clean, so that whosoever is getting that ball at the end gets the message across that, we have to play the sport in a fair and a clean manner. So definitely this will help to, put the message across to the people that, a clean and fair play is very important for the game. Thank you.
Thank you, Mukul. And more importantly, ma'am, thank you so much for your gracious time that you've given us, at Sportscom. It was a very interactive session. You had given us half an hour. We have taken 50 minutes. It's like give an inch, take a yard kind of a situation. But thank you so much for all the valuable comments. And we will continue to interact. We'll share a draft MOU. And we'll keep working to strengthen this relationship and building on this. Thank you so much. We are very grateful.
Thank you so much. I had also, had this feeling that this was important, and we need to talk more with all of you to actually make this happen. So thank you for inviting me to this forum. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, ma'am.